everyone, Angelo Bavaro here, and today I'm gonna teach you guys how to develop a nice set of powerful six-pack abs. Now, so far we've covered biceps, triceps, shoulders, back, and chest. So today I'm gonna show you guys how to train abs. Now, most people neglect abs just like most people neglect calves. Now, if I'm talking to you and you got small calves, you know what I'm talking about. You ashamed of them baby penises you call calves. But just like every other muscle group, yeah, abs need stimulus to grow. Now, unlike other muscles, there is a lot of benefit to training your abs. One, they look more aesthetic because they're bigger, and they look better because you could have higher body fat and you'll still see your abs very definedly. So that's great. You want that. Two, they're more durable than, let's say, a non trained core. And three, it'll be like injury prevention. So let me break down bit by bit. They're mostly aesthetic because bigger abs, you could be higher body fat, and because you're higher body fat, your abs won't cover up as much because usually when people bulk up, they lose their abs and then they want to cut immediately because, oh, ab anxiety, I gotta have a perfect six pack. Well, if you train your abs, you will have a defined six pack even at higher body fats, so it's very beneficial to want to train your abs um, while you're at a higher body fat percentage and even while you're at a lower one because not everybody wants to stay like 10% all year round. Some people want to build size. If you fit that criteria but you want to keep your abs, you should train them, so it'll keep the aesthetics of your whole frame good. That's one. Two is good for durability. Durability. And you definitely want durability because I come from the fighting world. I did Muay Thai 2 years. Oop, there's a picture. Um, and you definitely want to train your abs because in the martial arts world, I even got boxing gloves here. I'm sorry. In the martial arts world, you definitely want to train your abs because if you don't, you get hit. You're not gonna be able to take it. It's gonna hurt. You definitely don't want to be gut checked. That shit would suck. So you definitely want a defined rectus abdominis, aka six pack muscles, a nice defined set of obliques because if you get hit from the side, you definitely don't want that to hurt. And it's really important to train your obliques because not only that, but they're close to your liver. So if you train your obliques, you'll actually be able to help your liver take a little bit less damage than it otherwise would. So it's very important from a fighting standpoint to want to train your abs, and you should try to train your abs for that reason. Three, it prevents injury because most people who like to power build or who like to do some sort of sport related to the core and you got to use your core a lot, um, training your abs, like isolating them. When I mean training them, I don't mean just doing deadlifts and then relying on that and they're like, oh, my core is going to get stimulated. Yeah, it's going to get stimulated, but it's not going to have the same growth that it would, let's say you do like 3 sets of leg raises, right? So you want to do core isolation definitely for your abs because when you deadlift, you brace your core. When you bench press, you brace your core. When you're squatting, you brace your core. When you deadlift, especially, this happens a lot on deadlifts. People's lower back gives out, and it gives them a lot of pain and trouble. If you experience a lot of lower back pain when you deadlift, either two things are going on: one, your form is atrocious, or two, your core is very underdeveloped compared to your lower back, and your lower back's compensating for the lack of development in the abs. So you definitely want to train your abs because you don't want an injury in your lower back that'll put you out for like 6 months to a year. So yeah, make sure you train your abs definitely. Now, let's talk about the functions of the abs and then how to train them. So there's a few main muscle, well, few major muscle groups. Let me rephrase that. In the abdominal region, you got the rectus abdominis, which is like the six pack abs. So you know those little ridges that people have. Now those ridges are going to be different for every individual. Some people are going to have ridges that are straight up and down. Some people are going to have ridges that are a little sideways. And in some cases, you might not be able to see your ridges at all. Those are very rare cases. So, those are the six pack muscles. But those are genetically made up. So, some people have a two pack where they only have one band of abs. Some people have a four pack, which is a two bands of abs. Some people have a six pack, which is a three bands of abs. Some people, at the rarest case, have four bands, which is an eight pack. Now, we're gonna just stay to six pack just to make things easier, but the six pack muscles are mostly genetic, so the way that they're formed is more or less up to your parents and not really you. However, whether you have a four pack, a six pack, or an eight pack, you should train your abs because training your abs is very important. So, after the rectus abdominis, the band muscles, there's the side muscles on the side, which are called the internal and external obliques. Those ones are in control of rotation. The rectus abdominis is in control of any crunching movements. So, yeah, that's basically the functions of the obliques is to go side to side. And then after that, you've got the transverse abdominis. Now, the transverse abdominis is interesting because it's kind of a muscle that lies in between the rectus abdominis and the wall that's behind it would be the transverse. The only way that you could really train that muscle is by doing a stomach flexion. So you actually have to suck in your gut and basically do a vacuum. So the best way to train that is just vacuums. Or horse and cat. I think no, it's not horse and cat. I think it's um, cow and horse. I mean cow and cat position. Um, it's the best way to actually get that to appear. Um, and basically, what the transverse does is the transverse abdominis actually makes your stomach more flat. So the more you do exercises like the vacuums and the cat and cow position, the more you can actually have a flatter stomach. So for those who are like, oh, I want a flat stomach, you got to train your transverse. Then there's another muscle in your abdominal region, and they kind of look like fish gills, but they're called your serratus anterior. Basically, we're just gonna make it simple and call it the serratus, and it lies in between your lat and the first insertion point of your ab. So the best way you could, they basically call it the boxing muscle because boxers usually have that fully developed. Best ways to train that serratus muscle would to do like, you could do like boxing rounds on a boxing bag would be like a good way to do it. Plus, it'd be like good cardio. Um, or you could do another style of training where you do high planks. So when you do a plank, you put your body in this position. So you basically retract your scapula and you have your top of your back go like this, while your arms are flat on the floor in an elbow position. And that would help work your serratus. That's more like an isometric contraction, but it still works the same, just like a normal plank, but you just get more serratus, so it biases it more. And yeah. So exercises that I would recommend for rectus abdominis would be things like crunches and leg raises. So 3 sets till failure. Over time, you want to add weight. So either put a dumbbell between your legs or ankle weights would be great. You could do it that way. So crunches, leg raises for your rectus abdominis. Then Russian twists or side crunches for your obliques and internal and external obliques. And you could hold like a little 10-pound plate while you do it like a side crunch. Or you could hold like a little plate and do Russian twists back and forth. Would be great exercise for your internal and external obliques. The next exercise that I would recommend for your transverse is vacuums. But with vacuums, it's not like you would do reps. You more or less do holds for sets. So y'all have done planks before. So basically what you want to do is basically do it like a plank. You might want to do, you have to go higher frequency for these. So everything's like 3 sets, 3 sets, 3 sets. This one you might have to go to 4 to 6. And then you want to obviously suck in your gut. So push out all the air in your body and then suck in your gut and then let it go. Rest like a minute or 30 seconds, then do it again. And then break it down into sets because you don't really want to do it for reps because that's kind of annoying. So basically do that for sets. And then the last exercise that I would recommend is like high planks with you retracting your scapula and holding that plank position for like basically the same thing as like the vacuums for like 4 to 5 sets for how many seconds you can hold it. If you're really advanced with planks, maybe put like wear like a weighted backpack or something and do it that way and basically do it for holds. And that would train your serratus anterior. And those are the exercises that I would recommend for getting a better defined, powerful core. If you guys would like one-on-one coaching, online coaching, I'm going to put a link down in the description to my website. You guys could sign up and do my online courses. I will personally send you videos. You can email me, you could talk to me, and I'll get back to you. It'll be fun, it'll be great. If you guys want more directions, you could go on my website, or you guys could just, get the content off of my channel. You don't have to go on my website and actually buy my one-on-one, but if you guys would like a more in-depth talk about how muscles function and how to actually train and I could educate you properly, go to my website, shoot my team an email. There'll be an email address on the website. You email that, we'll look at your stuff, we'll verify you, and then I'll reach out to you and we could talk about your training plan. It will be a consulting call, so if we do a consulting call, you'll pay me to talk to you on the phone, and then we'll talk about what plans do you want to follow, because I have a few blocks, I have a few plans. If you go check out my website, you can see what plans you guys want. I did my best to make them as affordable as you can, so it'd be a great investment. So if you do want to get that one-on-one experience with coaching, you can follow me down below. And other than that, if you guys want, you guys could get the information off of the channel. You don't have to buy anything. It would just help me out greatly. If you guys want any more content like this, write down below informational, and I'll see what muscle groups we could talk about for the next video. Other than that, I'm Angelo. I'm out.